everyone. I hope you are all having a fabulous, fabulous week. And I am happy to say that starting with this video, you will have lots more videos coming your way because I'm home and I'm ready to create. So for today's video, this is an 8 1/2 by 11 layout, and we're going to be using some gorgeous Spiegel Mom Scraps sequins and the Heart Eyes Click Kit from January. And this video goes along with my project for the Instagram hop. So I'm starting by grabbing a ruler and making myself some guidelines. I'm going to take some purple tape and I'm going to mask off the guidelines because we're going to do some stamping. Of course we're going to do some stamping, right? It wouldn't be my channel if we weren't going to do some stamping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a stamp set from Ultinew. This is one of my very favorite stamp sets. It's called Wildflower Garden. And we are going to go ahead and we're going to do lots of stamping. So while I'm stamping this little border piece, let's talk a little bit about stamp platforms. As you know, I have a Tim Holtz stamp platform. I love it. I've always loved it. I have no problem with my stamp platform. But I was given the opportunity at Creativation this past weekend to get a 12 by 12 Misty for an amazing price. So I went ahead and totally jumped on that. And so in the next coming weeks, you'll see me switch from a stamp platform to a Misty. Does this mean that I like a Misty better than a stamp platform, or I like a stamp platform more than a Misty? No, I think they both do the same thing, basically. My reason for wanting and getting a Misty is because I have the ability on a layout to actually lay my stamps out. So I can kind of pre-plan where I'm going to stamp, and I can stamp multiple images in multiple colors a little bit easier with the big stamp. So, and I don't have to do things like this, like turn my thing every which way. So, but for those of you who, can't afford a Misty, stamp platforms are fabulous, and I have no issues with them. So just an FYI, in case I suddenly change and you follow me a lot and you're kind of wondering what was up with that, that's what happened. It was really just that I really got a really fabulous deal on a 12 by 12 Misty. So, all right, I want to show you this, guys. Look, I'm not a stamping genius. I'm not a stamping pro. I'm going to do something that is totally just, you know what? This is something that happens, and I left it in the video because that was important for you all to know that bad things happen sometimes. So first I'm going to totally mess this stamp up. My paper shifted, something went wonky, and I'm going to mess up this one purple stamp. So there's that. I think it's this one that I messed up. I don't remember. Anyway, just, messed up stuff happens. And I left the stamping in because I wanted to show this to you. And I wanted to show you that, you know what, stuff, it happens, right? We can't have perfect stamping. So that one's all crooked because my paper, messed up. And I tried to use my sand eraser. Didn't really work. It kind of just messed it up. Now watch. Oh, didn't remove the stamp. Whoops. Now I've got a bigger mess than I had before. All right, and now I'm having a moment of panic because I've already done that entire bottom row, right? And this wasn't this stamp platforms make life easier. Stamp positioners make life easier. Misties make life easier. But simultaneously, this was still a big stamping project. And the last thing I wanted to do was start over. So, you know what? I'm just taking a deep breath. I'm focusing. I'm not getting distracted again. I'm just going to finish my layout, and I know that as I put this layout together, I'm going to come up with a plan to cover that up because, these things happen. It happens. Get distracted. I've got kids. I've got dogs. I've got, husbands. Well, just one, but still. So definitely needed, but I left this in there to show you that it's not all going to be sunshine and roses and perfect stamping. And even those of us that have done it for a really long time, it's not going to be perfect stamping. So let's see how I fix it. So the next thing I'm doing here is I moved the purple tape. So I'm using the exact same 2 pieces of purple tape and I just moved them to cover my stamped images, and now I'm just laying down some ink. So this is 2 shades of pink. Hold on, it's Coral Berry and Frosty Pink Ultra inks. I'm using an ink blending tool, and I'm just laying down color. And I'm not worried about a perfect blend. You can tell it's super blotchy. I just want color because I know that literally 99.9% of this is going to get covered up. But for those tiny little pieces that are going to peek out of our background here, I really want to make sure that I have a color popping through. So I'm trying to decide what I want to use. I know that I want to kind of cover up those lines. See the lines where the tape was that kind of separate the masking from the stamping. I know I want to cover those up. I'm not 100% sure how I want to cover it up though. I'm still kind of just thinking about it. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to go through, okay, so this is an entire package of the Paige Evans flowers. They came in, I want to say the Traveler's Notebook kit. And I am taking them all, and every flower that is a loose flower, I'm only going to use this one clustered piece. And the rest of the clustered pieces I'm setting off to the side and I'm not going to use. I'm just using all of the loose flowers, and I'm filling them in wherever I can. And I'm letting them hang off the edge because I'm going to come back, which is what you're going to see now. I'm going to trim off those loose edges and then adhere them back onto the layout. So there were no loose edges no loose edges were thrown away in the creating of this background. I used every bit of all of the flowers. So if they stuck off a little bit, that was totally fine. We were going to go ahead and use those too. Next up, I'm going to go through the sticker book. And I have added, okay, so this is kind of cute and funny. Ready? I'm going to go through the sticker book. I'm going to take every medium-sized flower sticker that is in the sticker book, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to fill in the rest of some of the pink areas. So we're not going to fill them all in. We have some more things we're going to fill in with them. I know where I want my photo, and I'm popping these medium-sized flowers from the sticker book. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to start collecting them all together, and I'm going to put them right there on the edge of my mat so that I use every single one of them. I'm going to pop them each up on foam squares, and I put my photo down so I knew where my photo was going to be. And then I'm going to go ahead and just start filling in some of the pink areas. And then I took these washi stickers. So remember I said I wanted to fill that gap in. And originally I kind of was thinking washi tape, but when I was going through the sticker book, I saw these like washi strips, and I thought, well, those would be perfect. They would tie in all the colors, they would coordinate with my page, and they wouldn't be something that would be jarring. They just kind of blend in with all the flowers, which is really what I wanted. So there's most of my background done. Next up, we're going to go ahead and mat our photo. I'm going through my 6x6 paper pad, and I'm going to choose 2 patterns. I'm going to choose a pattern that is more of white, a white lighter colored background, and I'm going to put that right behind my photo so that my photo kind of pops and so that it doesn't get lost with all the busy flowers on my page. And then I'm going to mat it again in that rainbow paper so that we still have color, but at the same time there's that margin between the photo and where all the color starts, so you still kind of get the idea and your eye will go right to the photo. So I'm going to use one of these thicker phrase stickers. I'm going to use the happy one to create my title. So I'm going to use the happy, and then I'm going to go back into that sticker book, and I'm going to add the so, and then my title will be So Happy. So these word on the photos, this is a photo of my two of my nieces. I have 4 nieces. This is 2 of them. And this was at a 20th anniversary party for me that my sister threw. And both my nieces had the most cutest flower dresses on them. So I think actually my sister took this photo, but I loved how sweet they were. So these are the sequins that were in the collection. in the main kit, the Hard Eyes Click Kits main kit. And the mix is from Spiegel Mom Scraps. You can get mixes maybe similar to this in the Spiegel Mom Scraps shop, but the mix is exclusive. This mix is exclusive to the kit. And so what I'm going to do is I've already kind of gone through around my stamping and around in the flowers, and I've done exactly what I'm doing here. Jewel picker, all the sequins in a little dish, glue and plunk, glue and plunk. And again, that fills in more of those pink spaces. So you can still kind of see the pink coming through, which is why I put that pink there. But it's not a ton, and you can't tell that it's blotchy and it's not the best blend, and all that doesn't matter because you pretty much, covered up like 90% of it. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick and plunk all of these lovely sequins. So now I'm just going to add some last little details onto my page. And the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to take some more of those floral and leaf die cuts. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just add them so that it looks like the photo seamlessly kind of blends into that half of the floral paper. So I'm just adding some foam squares and some stickers and kind of filling in some of those gaps a little bit so that everything is cohesive. The photo isn't standing out onto a harsh white area. It just kind of looks like the flowers are kind of coming up from that side of the page and kind of going around my photo. And to achieve that look, I'm just going to use the last of those little stickers. So that's going to complete this layout today. Very little paper, lots of stamping, lots of die cuts and stickers and fun things. I hope you enjoyed it. And this is what the final page looks like, and then we have some close-ups for you. Be sure to head over to Instagram so that you can see all the amazing projects that are being shared during the hop. And remember that you can always use my personal code at Spiegel Mom Scraps to save 15% off your order. Bye!